Hi guys, welcome back to Creativity Incorporated. I'm really glad you're here today because I am excited about this project. I know I've been thinking about it for a long time, and so in my head I'm like making it, and so I think I'm ready to put what I have in my brain in front of me. So a long time ago, I think I showed you guys, I went to a state sale and I bought a lot of leather. This is one of them. But I don't know if you can see how hard this is. The state sale was from a guy that used to build horse saddles. And so I feel like this is that kind of material. It's so thick and hard, but I think it's perfect for my next project. So all I gotta do is pick a good, I kind of like and not like this color because it's like a burgundy. It's not brown, it's not red, but somewhere in the middle, like a purplish brownish, something like that. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna cut it here and then square this off, right? Or let me see, let me try to zoom out or whatever this is, because this, I know it's quite big, but see, cut it here. It's kind of like the path of least resistance, and then kind of square this big area out. And then I'm hoping this project is simple but beautiful. So let's get started. Okay, so I feel like the way I could find out how big my book could be is kind of this size, but I don't know if you could see here how I have negative and very much positive. So what if I Frankenstein this a little bit and cut some of this off and glue it on here, and my book can be a little bigger and maybe a little bit more interesting. So I mean, it's gonna be wasted no matter what. Might as well try and see how much I can, you know, use this from this book, and see if maybe I can figure this out this way. Maybe I can fold it all the way over here. Maybe I could fold it all the way over here, actually. Yep, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I've cut it. I on purposely kind of went like messed up here. I want to give it the same kind of feel that it's like old, but you know, these edges are like fresh looking, so we're gonna have to mess with them up. Mess them up, not, or mess with them, not mess them up. I don't know, mess with them. I want to cover this hole because I think it's a little too big for like our papers. So, but I liked it this way. Look at this. Like, I feel this is kind of perfect. I just noticed it has a price. I paid half of that because I went to a state sale and I went on Sunday, so it's half of that. But I low-key like this, like right here. So what I want to do is I want to cut this into here like this, and that way I know what's left over, and maybe I could put some of that here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And kind of do the same thing, but the other way. See? I wouldn't even mind that little hole. That would be cute. Anyways, maybe not cover the back, but for sure the front. Okay, meanwhile, mark that. Anyways, before I proceed with this, let me tell you the plan. The plan is to embrace the curves. Well, the original plan was to grab a square piece and then cut out a kind of like indentation to make what I'm about to make. So let me see if I find it in my sketch. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay, so the original idea was this, to get a square and then kind of cut into it so that I can do all this doohickey, right? But I think I want to change it into, instead of doing something like this, which I really liked, I may do this another time. I'm gonna do sort of like, okay, so let me see. Kind of like this, and then kind of it comes around this way and fold it here. Do you understand me? I think. Sort of like that. You see, it's gonna come around and come in through the front to close it. That's kind of the idea. Now that I'm looking at the drawing, maybe I can cut in here in the front cover, cut in here and slump that in. Oh, and to lock it, oh, this is even better. Okay, yeah, kind of cut into there to put that in there, and to lock it I can cut a tongue out from yeah, because I was thinking, how do I lock it? So kind of lock it, you know how I meant to cut a tongue and lock it this way. It's kind of going to be the opposite. Cut a tongue from the piece coming in through my slot, and kind of like as you're going to turn it, I think it's going to pop out. The cutter's going to pop out and then allow it to lock it. And then when you want to kind of get in there, you pull this forward and then push it in and it unlocks, right? So let's aim for this. I don't know. I start with ideas like this, and then I was going for this, but now this is happening, so I don't know where that might go. So to make the slot, okay, to make the slot, I want to cut in here, but what determines the cut might be this. Oh, it's not gonna fit my idea. Oh, it's too big. I'm kind of glad it's too big. Okay, let me tell you why. The idea was to okay, pretend you can see the whole sheet, but I don't want you to glare. Cut this off because we weren't gonna use that. So I was going to cut this piece, fold here because this is the thickness of the leather, so fold these two flops like this, right? Kind of hug this, but also cut these for the slot, right? But I want to cover the edge of the cuts on both sides, so on the little tabs I'm gonna cut the top and sides of this one, and then the bottom and sides of this one. So when you put it in the slot this way, you're able to fold this one this way and this one this way, so it kind of gives me a clean edge. That's a whole lot of dreaming that I don't know what's gonna happen. It may happen, it may not. Not that I want to be, what's it called, pessimistic, but there's a big chance it has to be straight. Anyways, let's redraw this because it's not gonna work out. I was gonna be excited because look, I was able to cut it with this thing. See, that's why you're supposed to measure twice and cut once. I'm already cutting into it. I'm able to cut it with this. I was like so shocked. So, I'm gonna wipe this out and I'm gonna re-dry it anyways in the back so I don't have to deal with this. So I'm gonna re-dry it here. Do you guys, like, for example, right now I would cut the video and I would draw it in and show you, hey, look, I cut it, right? I mean, I showed it to you, or I've drawn it, or I cut it, whatever. Do you guys like to see the whole process? Because this is where I would cut it and either speed it up or just cut it and then show you the piece. Would you like to be like walked through it? Because some people say, well, how did you do this? How did you do that? And it was too fast. At the same time, I feel like it's boring. So I feel like it's kind of like measure and cut kind of deal. But if you want to see these kind of things, let me know down below so that I can know if you want me to include the whole blubber jobber. Okay, let me measure. Okay, I think this merits for me to talk about it. I folded a piece of paper about the same size of my metal sheet, and I kind of traced where these little cutouts go. What I wanted to do is kind of figure out where to make the slit so it folds in. So I think I'm just gonna go based on this one side because I like kind of this length where this goes, and I'm just gonna transfer that length to this side. Okay, so I've cut the end strip. I've noticed that these scissors have like this thing on it. You see that? And it gives me this, like, it kind of like bends the material inward. I really enjoy it. I really like it. So I went ahead and I did it all the way around, so it gives me that. So when I bend it in itself, it has like a little grab, and it doesn't look like just like a straight edge. You see, I don't know if you see the difference. I kind of like it. Anyhow, I need to cut here, 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 and then the straight edge. I was thinking, okay, I cut a little bit. My son even brought me the drill. He's like, okay, drill it on the edges, and maybe we can hand saw it. He brought me the saw. My son has a lot of tools. He's so sweet. He brought me his saw, and he's like, here, Mom, you can pick these two blades. So I was gonna pick the blade. This one might be a good choice once I get it started, so I don't have to like cut it so much with the knife. But I want to see, okay, I want to see how easy it is to cut it with this knife first. So I want to get a clean edge on this first. I use this thing, I think it's a glass cutter, to kind of, it kind of is funny enough, even though there's a wheel, it allows me to have more control. So it allows me to kind of indent or kind of mark where I want to cut, and then do this, because this you're pulling, and it's kind of really, it's kind of hard to like pull and have control of where you want to stop, because you're pulling with such a force, you know. And so I felt like this way, if I mark it a little bit, might be helpful into like the beginning and the ending point of my cut, and that way I can hopefully cut easier. But I can feel it biting on the metal sheet. Maybe it just takes a few passes. I actually feel like it already went through. It already went through. I felt it right away. I felt the grabbing of the wood instead of grabbing the metal. Did I show you the packaging of this? Hold on, let me see. Okay. Just in case you ever wanna, I got this at Hobby Lobby. I used a little piece of it already from this before, so this has given me for 2 projects. But yeah, $3.99, and it's the 0.010. So it's sturdy. It's like a little thicker than a cardstock. So Maybe that's why it's easy to cut it with this. So, but I like it. So let me continue cutting it, and then let's see where we go, because I feel like it's gonna hurt me right here. But if I do it a little bit at a time, or not so hard, but just a few passes, then I feel like it might be good to cut, you know. See how I did that right there, and it kind of did that. I'm gonna sand it anyway, kind of like break that neo shine out. But still, I don't want to have cut lines in here. So let me see how much I can get with this knife. Okay, so I've managed to cut them. One is a little more janky than the other because I wasn't really understanding how to cut it, but this one came out really clean because I figured every time I did a swipe, a hard swipe, I'd have to cut the little tip off. Like I needed a new blade by then. So then I did another, I did like 4 tips, so now look, my blade is gone. This was a new blade before. So if you want a clean straight edge, it can be done with the sharp blade. So that's 1. 2, now I gotta fold by in the middle, right? But because I have this stuff here, these 2 lips here, I can't like really sandwich it or like work on it hard, like I don't know, like really work on it. So I'm doing this. I kind of fold it like on the lines a little bit, as much as I could. Then I want to flatten the dome that it creates when you're just folding it in half. So I'm gonna use my marks that I did to know where my fold goes, and I'm making my flat edge on this side just with the hammer, just going back where it should go. Okay, so after a little persuasion, this thing is in, and now I want to like put it down. I want it to have like that riveted look. So I found these things. I wish I knew the name of them so I could tell you what they are, but they're this one, and then you put it here, and then you squeeze them together, right? So I'm hoping that it will be thick enough. By the way it looks, it could potentially work, because I did this whole, I checked on the side kind of thing. So because there's longer ones, these are the I have longer ones, and these are the shorter kind. So I don't want it to be like dancing, but at the same time I want it to be long enough. So I'm hoping and praying that this one works. Anyways, so these are the ones I want to use. I want to drill holes on them, right? So, but I did something. Okay, so I kind of want one here because I don't want this lifting. So I want it close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge. Same thing I've done here. And I did the center here, which is here, right here, about right here. And then I carried that across, and then I brought, like, I think it was like half an inch here in, and the same thing here. And then I did the same measurements on this side, because I want, I've already cut this and prepared this edge for this side. It's kind of going to sit right here. So this two are going to hold on to this, right? So I also want one right about right here, and so on and so forth. But I'm not having a easy measurement, so it makes it easy. So what I think I want to do is this. I'm going to grab the corner there and the corner there, and it's exactly the measurement of a piece of paper, right? It's like the 8 inches from the first dot I want and the second one dot where I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, fold it in half, and fold it in half. And I'm comfortable with this in separation in between them. I don't know the measurement, but you'll know that is exactly divided, right? So now I know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 10th one. See? And now I can just mark it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so I've pre-drilled the holes with a little drill bit, but it was a little too small, so I'm going back with a little thicker one. I thought it was too big at first, that's why I didn't use this from the get-go, but it worked out great with this process of going upwards, you know. Look, this worked out great too. I think I like the contrast of the silver and the gold. At first I was like, okay, I'll just paint it, right? I'll just paint the silver, I'll just paint it gold. But I'm really liking the contrast, so I think I'm gonna stick with this. Let's see, did it catch? Looks great. So this is a smaller drill bit, and I've already pre-drilled all these holes, and then I go with the thicker one. But I don't mind the paint on my desk and some cut marks, but holes, I also love that it has this because it inspired me to maybe put something here to pull. Okay, hear me out. I want to do maybe something like this. I can have that, or I can have this. Oh, this is nice. Oh, then I can bend it in. Right? Bend it in this way. Okay, so I've grabbed the little leftover slice, and I went ahead and I cut it into itself. I'll show you right now. Okay, so I think I want to do something like this. Oh, look, see, took me forever, that's why I didn't shoot it, but like I opened my drawer. If you guys saw my video where I made drawers for this 100-year-old table, I put it on the little edge, and I just whacked down this lip, turned around, whacked it down, and then just like, and then that's how I did it. That's why it's all loppy and yucky. But I think it will serve my point. I want to actually hammer this side more. Okay, so I had plans for this, but because it looks kind of cool here, I'm gonna cut into here, so I don't, because I like how it would go over there. But let's see if I have enough left over for the idea I had. Oh, also I started attaching this. I wanted to finish this off because I kept on poking myself, so I put this in here and I put this here, but I still have to attach this somehow. So I was thinking maybe like doing crisscross hatches with little straps of leather. And yeah, so I want to cut into this and here so I can use this. I put a new blade on my thing. Super sharp, super sharp. They're the sharpest I've ever had a blade from. I'm gonna check what brand is it, 'cause man, these are the tiniest out of my butter. A little tip when I'm bending something with this and I want it flat, I don't do this. Let me see. I don't do this and then bend it, because then you see how the tips taper. I move it a little bit this way then bend. See, now I kind of have a straight line this way, even though it doesn't look straight. It's straight. Look, see? Don't look at the tip. See how it's straight? But you have to kind of like give yourself a little bit space, kind of compensate for that little tapered edge. See? Kind of even. Okay, so far this is coming out decent. I'm still not completely married to it, but I want it to maybe talk about my binding. Okay, so I don't want to use the one that, like, you know, there's a hole here and a hole here and a string, or 2 strings or whatever. I don't want to do that. So I was thinking something more like a binder, right? So, but it might not be enough. Well, maybe if I do them a little, let's see. So here's a piece of paper this length. I've been really enjoying using the piece of paper. Okay. So if I grab a piece of paper and I fold it in 2, I want to see if I have enough for my idea. So what if on this one I make it like a ring like this, right? Like this, sort of. And then make a cut here, sort of like I did right here. Like this one, a cut here and a cut on the other side, and they have the ring in the middle here and here, and then you can run your string from this side to this side to have your binding. I don't want it to be like that, so this would be kind of like a ring binder because it has that hole, so it gives you that flexibility of opening and closing it here, and these would be kind of flat here. But because I noticed, like, see, that's why I wanted to do this kind of shortcut. Because I knew I was not going to have enough space. What if I do a hook kind of style? It's because I really like that technique. Because you see how it would look if I do this. It would kind of match though a little bit. So my hook idea would be this. You have it like this, going here in the leather. Okay, so I'm going like this on the outside, go inside, and then make a hook in here. Sort of like this, and then you can run your string through that, so you can put your signatures, right? That's what I mean when I'm talking about string. Like you can run 2 strings or 1 loop from hook to hook from here. I could do that, and then it could be a string, and then I could just have but it would look weird just to stick like that, right? Maybe with a little rivet I could do that, but I still don't like it. I still don't like it. I like this idea of this way because it also resembles the, you know, the ridges of the book spine, which I really like that. Okay, so I I've decided to get another sheet. I wanted to go the lazy route and avoid doing this whole bending stuff again. Look, look, look. You want to know coincidences? Look. Look at this. Look, right here and right there. It's the perfect size. So, just because of that coincidence, I'm going to work on it. So, I'm going to do 2 of these. Actually, 1, right? Duh, I only have 1. 1 of these. And use this long ones instead. I like this long idea here of a ring, like a wide ring. So I'm gonna use that instead of cutting it. I don't know. I don't think cutting it would cut it. Get it? So I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Would you like to see how I cut them? I feel like it's a little boring. That's why I don't show it. But I mean how I put them together. Let me get this. Okay, so for the inside, I think I want to use this. It's like regular, like craft paper. Like it's the kids. It was in the school department, school supplies, and I got these last year after the school had started. So they were like, I think like 10 cents for these. I guess I got a couple of them. So I think I'm gonna use this paper for the inside of the book.
Okay, I didn't want the typical, you know, twine or thread, whatever it is we use, or little leather thing. So I did this. I've done this, something very similar in a journal, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago. And that's the only journal I have ever sold. And it's kind of similar to this. So it goes, no, wait, it goes up. And here, I somehow magically happened to make it a little short so I can pop it in. So it has that little locking. But look, because of the curve at the end, it pops it in. Now, I made sure that this curve didn't go beyond where you would stand the book. And so, it's gonna look like that. So, it works very simple. Put it in your book. Like so. Actually, we could just do this. There you go. And then put it on the thing. Let's see. Maybe I did it too snug. I barely did it. Right there. Push it in. And voila. See? I hold it nicely. I like it. See, it doesn't come out that easily. Now, I wish it would be gold. I think I have a gold spray can. I think I'm going to spray it gold. But, you want to do one with me? If not, skip like maybe a couple minutes. But, this is how I did it. So, let's take this one out so I can measure it. Because by chance I made this one and it came out perfect. So, I'll change it. So, I curl the tip.
Okay, so I did paint them a little bit of gold. And while they're drying, I want to just kind of like mist the, there won't be any misting from that. There. Just mist the edges, see what happens. I don't even know if anything's gonna happen because it's already kind of that color. But I just want this one edge. Okay, so here it is. I put a little string here. I don't know if I like it. Might take it off or shorten it. But if it's gonna have a string, I feel like it has to be this long. And maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. I'm not too convinced about this. But I've sanded it, then cleaned it, and there it is. You see that? Okay, so I've thinned down some parts like this because it was getting caught on the underside. So when I pull it, I push it down, right? Then on this side is where it gets caught. Right here, the bent of the sheet, of the brass sheet. So I put these extra here and it still gets caught. So I guess if I was to do it again, or do it or you do it, if you do it, okay, see how this lip is on this side and on this lip is on this side? Do it opposite. So this one went this way when I was cutting it, remember? I bent it inside, and this one I bent it that way. So I guess the way I could have avoided it, if this one went that way and this one went this way, I think that would have worked way better. But yeah, unfortunately, this is how I put it, and it would have been worked better this way. So, but I'm really happy how the look of it. It looks, you know what it feels like? Pre-steampunk. So like this is the beginning of the steampunk look. That's what I feel like it looks like. Like it it's like, I don't know, it does feel like it wants to be steampunk, but not really. But it's kind of on its way, sort of. So pre-steampunked. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what it feels like. I'm really happy how these look like the spined ridges on the books. And it is also part of the binding, which I think it was great. I like these peekaboo parts here. I liked this part right here, how it fits like it was mended or something happened here. I really liked how that came out, how we kind of closed this up, because it was a big hole, you know. If it would have came out this much, I probably wouldn't have worried about it, but I think it was too much, and it would have been like exposing a lot of paper, and I wouldn't like that. So it looks like, you know, it was repaired, a book that was repaired in a way, and at the same time I was able to use this piece of leather by doing that. I didn't worry about this part because look, it doesn't even, you can't even see it. Plus I think it makes the whole thing look wild. I have with my blade, I went back and I shaved as much as possible because it was too rigid. Like look, it has almost zero flexibility, but once I thinned it out, it has a little bit more. Plus I've been playing, like I watched the whole episode of NCIS and I was like playing with it like this, and I shaved a lot of it off, sanded a lot of it off. I shaved the edges so it wouldn't get caught on that little edge right here so much, this one. But I like how that looks, like it's been like locked and unlocked many times here too. So maybe it looked like it had at some point like a lock or something here, and then it fell off, so somebody put something for use, like, you know, like you know, you put on your shoelaces, and then your shoelace is so messed up, you put another shoelace and it looks kind of funky like that. So here it goes. See how that looks? Like I painted a little bit gold. I just put acrylic paint on it with my finger, let it dry, and it worked out great. I already have the spray can bottle one. Sorry, I was summoned. So the edge, it doesn't look that much, but it's something, it was just looking too evenly. And when it was drying like this, I had the acrylic paint around, so I just grabbed some of the acrylic paint on my finger and I just kind of rubbed it at the end. And I think it's like, it gives it that worn out book look. I was thinking of writing in it with the same writing that I wrote the other book in, because I don't know, I didn't say it at the beginning of the movie at the beginning of the video, but this is from my world building series that let me show you, let me bring you the other book. Okay, so this is the book from the same series, world building series, that I'm trying to create. So this is, they kind of go in the same shelf, and this is for another land in that same series. But I don't know if I should, for example, I made a script or not a script. Oh yeah, kind of like another language writing here. I'm wondering if I should stay with this one throughout all the books or make a new one for each book, which just saying that was overwhelming. So maybe I'll just stick to this and then make it here and add on it a little bit, maybe on each book or whatever. But it talks about the land of this book. Each book is of a different land within the same planet or world. So it talks about that land. Each book is from each land. But I think I'm gonna do that. I might write some of it in here, maybe do some drawings from this book and this land, and at the end of all the books that I've made for this series, we'll talk about each land and the whole story guideline. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a little like haphazardly as to how we went. There was like no serious plan. And I'm hoping you liked it. I hope you learned some crazy ideas from it. I hope you like the binding and yeah, maybe the pre-steampunk kind of look. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, stay crafty. Love you guys. Bye.